Marjorie. I'm head of legal and admin here at Fractal, and I wanted to introduce you to some important crypto regulatory updates happening within the EU. I'm talking about markets in crypto assets, also known as MiCA, aiming to set the rules for issuers and service providers of crypto assets, as well as the transfer of funds regulation being updated to extend the so-called travel rule to crypto transfers following the FATF recommendations. These recently negotiated regulatory updates, which are expected to be adopted by the end of 2022, will become applicable about 18 months later and have the aim to develop a harmonized approach that fosters technological development, ensures financial stability, consumer protection, and it strengthens the EU AML rules. The travel rules refers to information sharing duties in the context of crypto asset transfers applicable to crypto asset service providers. Those are mostly exchanges, custodians, and administrators of crypto assets, portfolio management providers, trading platforms, as well as anyone who provides advice on crypto assets, which appears to be a catch-all provision. That means that when there is a transfer between service providers, providers need to collect, send, and store information on both sides of the transaction, as well as perform sanction screening and conduct a due diligence counterparty of other service providers which are outside of the EU. For transfers with an unhosted wallet, providers will need to address AML risks and take further mitigating measures in accordance with the results found, verifying that the source of the asset is not subject to restrictive measures or sanctions and that there are no risks of money laundering or terrorism financing before making the funds available. For values of transfers of above €1,000, if the recipient is also a customer, the provider needs to verify the information, and instead of relying on the self-declaration that a wallet belongs to the customer, beneficial ownership must be verified. Here are some important highlights of MiCA. Service providers will need authorization to operate within the EU, which will be passportable. In terms of DeFi, if there are no intermediaries and if it's just pure protocol, they would not be regulated. Truly unique NFTs are also excluded, but if they replicate a financial instrument, they will fall within the scope of MiCA. Service providers will be required to declare information on their environmental and climate footprint, as yet to be further developed by ESMA. So both MiCA and the transfer of funds regulation are yet to come into force. However, provisional agreements were reached in June 2022, as well as the most recent draft on the MiCA leaked this September. So we already have an overview of what the final versions may look like and how business may need to adapt going further.